All right, so let's look at the front pages of the newspapers, because these are also, focusing in on that. In fact, the Business Day taking that one. It's one of their front page stories. Legal storm is brewing over the NHI bill, and this is the government is set to face a barrage of legal challenges to the controversial NHI bill, due to be signed into law by the President. South Africa's key industry associations for medical schemes, trade union solidarity, and South Africa's biggest doctor organization are poised to launch legal action, with further opposition expected from other healthcare professionals and organized business. So that's their story there. The picture on the front page, though, is one of the final touches, it's called. Ayanda Chanyuka prepares her stand at the African Tourism Indaba, which runs from Monday to Thursday at the Chief Albert Lutuli International Convention Centre in Durban. We were there yesterday. Absolutely wonderful to see tourism centre stage at the moment. Anglo's strategy to fend off BHP. Offer forces unveiling of radical self-help plan to reduce portfolio, and that's of course Anglo-American, unveiled a radical self-help strategy which will slim its portfolio down to just copper, iron ore and fertilizer, and this could prompt BHP to walk away from its proposed merger if Anglo continues to refuse to engage with it in the next 8 days. So those are the big ones, and of course those unemployment rate rises, and that's the awful story actually that came out yesterday.
The Star leading with that. South Africa's shocking job stats slammed. Avalanche of criticism unleashed after unemployment rate rises by 0.8%. Now, South Africa's unemployment rate for the first quarter of 2024 has increased by 0.8% to 32.9%, which is up from the 32.1% that was seen in the previous quarter. And this, of course, revealed yesterday by the Statistician General, Risenga Maluleke, who added that the working age population increased by 137,000 or 0.3% in the first quarter of 2024. Final lap for Caster. Now, Caster Semenia's costly legal marathon enters its last lap today as the highest chamber of the European Court of Human Rights begins a hearing into whether the double Olympic champion can be required to lower her testosterone levels in order to compete. So very important story, that one. Also, smaller parties try to topple ANC. Newly registered political organizations, also referred to as small parties, plan to gang up on the ANC and its president, Cyril Ramaphosa. So those are some of the stories. Also, an inclusive budget for all. Royval project passes key milestone. Some of the stories that the Star carries today.
All right, let's look at the Citizen now. The Citizen, NHI, there it is again. There's just no money. President Ramaphosa's cynical and destructive intention to sign the NHI bill into law today, 2 weeks before a watershed election, has been met by an outcry over funds that are just not there. That's what they're leading with. That's what they're talking to this morning. And then a photograph which I was showing SK, this little girl with the most beautiful smile, love it, dimples and all, saying, where is this? There's pupils from the Reshomile Primary School in Diepsloot, north of Johannesburg, celebrate yesterday as they received some blankets from a non-profit organization, 67 blankets for Nelson Mandela. And that, of course, is part of the winter drive that they are handing out some blankets. So lots of happy kids at that school yesterday. So that's the photograph there. And that's pretty much the stories on the front page here. Rebuild homes, you raised is another one. And give me another head for the US.
All right, let's move on to Sowetan. So today, the Sowetan's key focus is the Hammanskraal cholera disaster a year on. Remember them, and pictures there of those who lost their lives. We look back on the lives that were shattered when a waterborne disease killed 28 people in one of the most shameful disasters of our democratic era. And 12 months later, not much has changed as families yearn for justice. And the lady there in that picture on the front page, I was in hospital when my family was buried. So Sowetan taking an in-depth look back at that disaster. Also, ANC T-shirt throwing, why it is disrespectful and distasteful, according to Nokolo Sibia. People choose to pick them up. They go into detail on that story on page 10. And also, debate on NHI rages as it is signed into law. That's the front page of today's Sowetan.
All right, so that wraps up the front pages of our newspapers this morning. Remember the SABC News website as well as our app, SABC Plus. You can get all of the information there, from breaking news to podcasts to different stories with regard to what's happening on the news, and a bit of an in-depth analysis as well. So that's where you can get that from, and we look forward to you being a part of our family here at the SABC.
Indeed. Someone sent a message yesterday about the Plus app, SABC Plus. And yeah, I checked, as you sent the message, checked with a few people. Does seem to be okay. So maybe you just need to check on your side if everything is okay regarding that app.
Good. All right.